Salutations. This is going to be a little interesting. I'm going to tell you why we're going to do this and how we're going to kick this off. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because, gosh, just a few days ago now, half week ago, I put out a video that was entitled Dark Entities and Trapped Emotions. And let me say something about that video, all right? First, the completion of it was, there were attempts to block me from getting that video completed several times. Then when I actually release it, it immediately gets like several dislikes or something, and a lot of good comments or whatever. But it's interesting because a video like that, I think it's funny, and it shows the war that is going on here. Because anyone that would dislike that video, it's not about me. I always get dislikes, but it's easy to hate somebody. But that was about the information. That information was very valid. It revealed a strategy that these entities use and the people that work for them use. So the only reason you would dislike that video, not about me, it's because it's exposing what you are, or exposing you and what your strategy is, or exposing your bosses, either or. But anyway, that was just very interesting to me. So for that reason, I'm going hard with it, and we're going to do another one, because that's what this is about. I will always try to expose what these dark cats do to try to keep this planet hell on earth. That's what the spot, to keep this a prison planet. It's time to expose that and expose the real methods of attack they're using. So what we're going to go into now, all right, is generational curses. You see, a lot of times we have these curses that are on us genetically from our ancestors. And what I'm finding is often that ties back normally to the land. A lot of times it will tie back to the land. So looking at really what Earth as a being is, as an entity is, there are tons of entities and beings come out of the earth all the time, coming out of the land. And you've got ancestors or family members or people who have made deals with a lot of these inorganic beings for the land. And with that comes a large amount of wealth, material things. And, I think Malachi Martin, everybody's familiar with him, used to be with the Vatican, that was the exorcist. He used the term perfectly possessed. You go back and watch his interviews and listen to what he said when he was talking to Art Bell. Fascinating what he called the perfectly possessed. People who have to give a verbal agreement with these inorganic beings. It's normally verbal, their consent, and then everything's fine because they get all these riches and you know who they are even when you walk by them on the street. He said he avoided them. I would agree with that. But anyway, so they get all these riches and all these material wealth, and then it's time to pay the piper when death comes. That's an issue. So they start running to the church and to these other places, clear me, help me. Yeah, it's too late then, it was time to pay for the piper. But in turn, that curse goes on to descendants. Even if they leave that land, this demonic, negative, inorganic being will stay with them and cause a lot of trauma in your life, period. So this is a generational curse that is related back to the land. If, like from where I come, my native town, there's tons of Native American energy coming out of the ground because you've got men decimated. The Native Americans were decimated in the area I'm from, in the state I'm from, actually. So when you deal with that, certain haunted houses are attached to the land and they're hard to clear, hard to shut down because you've got just the land itself is so active, and it is a portal itself. Not just two in a haunted house, two portals in a haunted house. This is actually the whole land itself is generating it. So trying to clear it can be really hard, and trying to shut it down can be hard, depending, especially if it's a massacre. A lot of bloodshed. So much negative inorganic beings can actually materialize through the blood. That's been seen in religion and in every way. So, not to be said about that. Anyway, okay. Make sure I got everything here. That is it. And you can even look at paganism and look at some of the paganisms, and they talk about these rituals that they have to actually get land and to deal with the beings on the land. So this isn't just talk, this is very real. So if something's going on in your life and you've got one of these entities that keeps following you, all right, from place to place, it's most likely generational, so you have to try to eradicate it at the source, which is going to be the land. You have to go back to that at least in a way of clearing and of shutting down what's happening to you. So I just wanted to say that when dealing with generational curses, it is connected often to the land of our ancestors. That's just how it goes. Please subscribe. Please share this video. I appreciate all of you that are encouraging me to go forward, especially the Patreon people. Thank you so much. There's only a few of them there, but they're keeping all this information going. So please subscribe, please share. Peace and power to everyone.